How crazy is this, guys? Through their first 22 NFL starts, Mitch Trubisky and Jared Goff have almost identical numbers. That's interesting. Both were 11-11, both around 215 passing yards per game, similar touchdown to interception ratio and passer rating. So just a little interesting nugget for you guys to process there. Reggie, just like Trubisky, you've dealt, though, with that AC joint sprain. What do you expect from him this weekend? How's that?
Well, it depends on how healthy he's going to be. We're going to find out real quick because obviously the Rams have this guy right here, Aaron Donald, who can get to the quarterback. But that AC joint sprain is painful. It happened to me when I was with the New Orleans Saints, and I was returning a punt. The guy kind of grabbed me by my jersey, used all his leverage, slung me to the ground. It felt like my whole shoulder just shifted to the left. And I remember after that game, we flew back to New Orleans. I went to a concert with some of my teammates. And once that pain medication wore off, I thought I was having a heart attack. That's how bad the pain was. And so my teammates are looking at me, asking me what's wrong. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just my heart, everything's hurting right now. And so I ended up having to play the rest of the season in a shoulder harness. So I can only imagine how tough that is for a quarterback on his throwing shoulder to come back from, because that's a painful injury. It doesn't sound like it because it's AC sprain. Trust me. Well, it's a lot worse than what it sounds.
A bit, depending on the severity, it's actually a bit of a separation as well once you get inside that shoulder. So if somebody says, hey, you're playing with a separated shoulder, boy, that sounds so much worse than sprain.
It does.
Sprain is this catch-all thing. And that's why they wanted to be really careful with him, because they didn't want him going out there not at 100%. And that's why he sat these last 2 weeks, even though he could have played a little bit of medication there. He gets back out on the field, loosens up a little bit, could have played. So now they feel he's 100%. I look at the matchup between him and this passing offense, all these weapons against this Wade Phillips defense. They've entrusted him to be more aggressive this year. That's one of the things that Matt Nagy tried to drill in him. And you look at his yards per attempt. It's gone from 6.1. I lost it. Here it is. 6.1 to 7.7. He's throwing the ball down the field. That's what you're going to have to do if you're playing the Rams. You've got to be aggressive. You can't just game manage. You got to go out there and take those risks.
Yeah, I hope.
Go ahead.
I hope he's totally healthy. I hope Mitchell Trubisky's totally healthy because, Reggie, you're right with the AC joint. I've had AC joint sprains every single season I've ever played. I played fullback, okay? It happens to football players. AC joints happen. But when you look at Mitchell Trubisky and his effect on this offense, I think he can really give this Rams defense problems by doing what you guys see on the screen right here. But sliding at the end, though. Sliding, okay? Getting down. This guy, 50% of his rushes go for first downs. That's extra downs. That's extra opportunities for this multiple offense to affect this defense of the Rams. It kind of reminds me of when we used to play Alex Smith, a guy we just talked about. Pete Carroll used to always say, look, he's a runner. You talk about it, you know, the stats doesn't show that he's a runner, but it's going to always be about those 30 to 40 yards in a game where he's going to pick up first downs, and those are the things that beat you.
Looks like he's really good at knowing when to run.
Right.
Exactly. When he sees guys in man, he sees that, you know, two deep man defense. Nobody has the quarterback, and Mitchell Trubisky is going to outrun or be more athletic than almost every linebacker that's trying to chase him.
Yeah, he needs that mobility in and outside the pocket too, especially with those pass rushers. They have 33 sacks, I think. Aaron Donald has half of them.
Right.
8.5 sacks.
Because this might be a good time for them to run the football a little bit more. You know, Trubisky's coming off of an injury. Protect him a little bit. Don't have him dropping back maybe as much because they got Aaron Donald and that defense back there. So I would like to see him run the ball. Jordan Howard, get him involved.
Well, Reggie, you've been hearing me every single week say this. Hey, Chicago, you need a 4-minute offense. You need to learn how to run the football. And it just seems like this offense, they have the personnel to run the football, but it just seems like this play caller wants to push the ball out.
And don't let Sue get a hold of him, because if Sue gets a hold of him and tackles him, I promise you it's not going to be pretty.
No. All right, so block Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh.
And then that's it.
Easy
peasy. So how do these matchups of a top 5 offense versus a top 5 defense typically go?
You tell me, Colleen.
So the Rams and Bears will be the 11th such game this season, and so far, the great offense is 8-2 versus the top defense.
I wonder what that question is in the playoffs.
That's where it gets different.
As you can see, the high-powered offense
I know why.
averaging 26 points per game.
We're going to learn a lot about both these teams after this.
Tell us now or later?
A lot.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.